So, some days are really difficult on me. I gotta go my sleep apnea test. But an old hairy man gave me this. It's called the Code of the Army. It's chapter 10. It says, there is a strong and living code which guides officers of the military services in the course to be followed in the execution of their official duties and in their personal standards of conduct. It pertains to professional ethics and personal integrity. Its requirements are woven into the training of officers throughout their careers. The code is the dominant factor of the military way of life. The attention of each reader invited to preface of this volume, the address of the General of the Army, Douglas MacArthur, and to the corps of the cadets, as he was presented to discussion of their subjects spoken by the Army leader, who may be identified at some future time as the last of the world's greatest captains. It is the destiny of the professional soldier to wait in the obscurity most of his life for a crisis that may never come. It is his function to do how to do it is what it is that could give it all it is that it what it is that another did it is but it what to get it is what it is of this that it is any initiative on a what is that it but it get of this that video what I'm going to be it or what it is or did better what it is with again my idea of that I have the that you know got a is the vegetation. The also but it is the what is the day go to the beginning of the days and that you took it when it is already now they did it what they are. The ideas are the what it is dedicated to but it is that but it did go to the quarter but the fiction that it is that it is already gets out of the day come out of it but it's the day and the cat is the validity and the degree the category is the for the data so that the ability that had been out of it is that the cat again a corner of the digit with the new kind of the Latin the validity the long the short and matter so that is that it is got of it is a new quantity as a digit job. That it is but that is that it is the benefits that with the code that had a DD imported in a validity shared that is that it be open its ability in the respect that the confident associated to the good idea accelerated for the day and other name and other church that it for the one at the other period but the PD just that the but the mother city is that the border the arrest that the record that it's that the door that is netted the door that it is the what that is that the on that is that the meditated get it gets some road the on mother that I come the father to what it is that the road that what it did that the get to match it is called the meditated got it that just the teacher the intensity and the essential ingredient. The essential ingredient of the Army Code is integrity. It is a sense of honesty, dependability, and a selfless devotion to the duty which guides the officer into her personal as well as official relations. There is a strong element in integrity in all vocations, even the humblest of this trait, which is desirable for others and indispensable to the officer. It is the very core by which it is important problems are resolved. The Army officers have a position of responsibility in the public vocation. Army members of the organization swear to obey his proper orders and is doing performing their own duties. The funds expanded in the discharge of the responsibilities are public funds. The property used on the members of the organization and the government property in the time of the award, the decision he reached the is to get a video matter to the piece that it is by this with the letter candidate in the attached to the people that shows the media. So they may sleep peacefully at night and pursue their choice or chosen vacations during periods of peace with minimum attention to the military matters. America dares to place this high trust only in the hands of individuals of the highest integrities. Integrity in the sense of the Army Code embraces the officer's performance of duties. I am a Sims, but I'm also a Kirby, and my mother is a Suba. My father comes from Lancaster, California. but they're actually from in the middle states too. My grandma moved to Lancaster many years ago. So a lot of family of mine grew up there. I have a heritage of Indian, and I'm Spaniard, Cherokee, Apache, and Navajo, and I'm Irish because my grandma on my mom's side was Irish. Sometimes I think days are getting stronger and harder to deal with. Oh, I don't like the fact to feel like schizo. I'm not schizo. It's like you just have to watch your back no matter what. Anyways, I gotta go my sleep apnea test here pretty soon. I didn't really sleep last night. That was shitty. Living on edge, knowing your kids are in the system, and you can't do nothing about it except for to follow orders and comply with what they ask you. Even though that you get told, well, you're being a negative person. Well, I'm not trying to be a negative person. I'm just trying to be straightforward and teach my kids what I got taught as a child. I'm not saying my kids are bad kids. My children are good kids. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna finish reading some more. And let my phone charge right now because I gotta go to the doctor's. My head hurts so bad. Right now, I wish I could smoke a fat joint, but I can't because I'm in drug and alcohol. And that's shitty because marijuana is what helps me. And we can't have it or we can't have our kids back. So it's shitty. It's legal state, but it's not legal federal. Anyways, I also said hi to my friend Connor. He's not an ex-boyfriend, but a man that I made out with a few different times. Only had sex with him one time, though. He always had badass Hondas, though. Tell you that, sick ass fucking cars. Anyways, adios. I'm gonna read. He is expected to display sound judgment and immoral sense. He must embrace our honor in his personal as well as his official acts. Standards of personal decency are controls which our civilized societies have official acts. Standards of personal decency are controls which all civilized societies have established through necessity. The officer who chooses to violate the standards will shock the public and give concern to the army because the army officer is expected to be a leader and he must What?
Did you see me over there on that thing?
Who?
No?
I don't know what you're talking about. There is a reward and accusers to the corpse of the officers and to the individual officers because of the wide acceptance of integrity. Officers had to hold the trust of most government officials. Their statements of fact are accepted and their opinions are respected as sincere. Communities extended the officers many privileges unavailable to the general public because of high standing of officers and their wives. There is an important fact of the acceptance by honorable members of other vocations because he is an official and presumed honorable. It endures until the officer proves himself to be worthy. These valued customs are priceless heritage bequeathed to the officers of today by the brother. Valued customs are a priceless heritage bequeathed to officers of today by their brother officers of the past. It is a reward of substandard integrity. Officers of the present era must preserve the code of their own brother officers of the future if the nation is to remain secure in their charge. Integrity generates trust, war, and peace. It is essential that the officers follow a clear code as between statesman and soldier regarding war and peace. The instigator of the war chooses military force as a means of achieving his national objectives. The victim of the onslaught sleeks by the army resistant to preserve his own. Once war has started, each nation seeks by using the force to impose his will upon the other self-defense and the natural oldest law. John Byron, prior to the war of the work of the statesmen is the form and policy subject to the approval of the chief of the state. He task includes all manner of the problems intended to maintain friendly international relations. Speaking softly by carrying the big stick was the wise policy pronounced by his Roosevelt. This is to say, the form of the policy must be backed up by military capability, or it is a mere bluff. It is a civilization. It is a sort of but it is an medieval city for vanity one of the ditches, but it one of the sort of that's about it in the fidelity at the with it is but the village is the other but it's about it what it is got but it is about order to get is that it is some order that is that it of the what I did it what it is that it is but it is that it is already over that in the petitas that are of the wicked that it did or that it of 1 minute it when it gets that it is that it and more did it of it go on and get at what it is somebody to get to do it gets out leading to show it get it what it get but it is it the didi photo didi photo didi also but didi get to show that PG to yam didi up to the gas and but didi for didi to what it did that it is of what it is that it did to do it what it is that it did to go that it is that it did to do it is that it did I don't want to read anymore. My head hurts.